Hello everyone, and welcome to this presentation about Maemo Leste. In this presentation, I will first explain what Maemo Leste is and why we are working on this project. Then I will explain what we did in the DAPSI project, as in what we did with the funding, what we are going to do going forward, what is our business plan, and then finally I will briefly introduce the team, people that work on Maemo Leste and friends of Maemo Leste as a project. So what is Maemo Leste? Well, we are an open source, community-driven effort bringing a modern alternative to the current mobile market and ecosystem. That is a mouthful, but basically it means we're trying to create an alternative to iOS and Android. And we want to make an alternative that's open source so that people can inspect it. Every component of the system can be fixed and reused. And we want a system where users are not paying with their privacy. That is, we're making a mobile phone and tablet operating system for the people, by the people. So by keeping it free from advertising and commercial interests, we hope to build a system that users and companies feel that they can actually trust and rely upon. The mobile ecosystem is currently being dominated by two players, Apple and Google, for iOS and Android. They together hold a complete duopoly, with 99.9% of all new smartphone sales being either Android or iOS devices. The companies have a lot of control over the devices they produce, and by extension, this gives them a lot of control over the users of the devices and of other companies that try to compete in the mobile ecosystem, such as making applications. Together, the companies could, potentially, secretly coordinate to further strengthen their dominant position. Clearly, it's not a good situation to be in, as these companies now find their ways to all the parts of our lives. The world does seem to be waking up. The European Union has repeatedly fined Google with anti-competitive behaviors, and recently they have fined them 4.3 billion euros for an antitrust procedure because they were abusing Android for bolstering their standing elsewhere, in particular their search. And we believe this only shows the urgency of alternative mobile operating systems. With Maemo Leste, we aim to provide an alternative to everyone who feels that the current situation is not healthy, with strong principles and a focus on supporting applications that respect the user's privacy. To achieve that, we are trying to grow our community, advance our mobile operating system, and also the amount of various devices that we support, thereby also giving new life to aging devices that have been dropped by companies that sold them in the first place by, for example, no longer providing software updates, rendering the devices quite useless. Right, so what did we do during the DAPSI project? Well, we integrated WireGuard and OpenVPN, which are two, VPN projects, and we also integrated Tor, which is an anonymizing network. So this allows the users of the telephones to anonymize their traffic in certain ways and secure it using VPNs. And then we also worked on another core part of our operating system, which is the social part, being able to make phone calls, write SMS texts, write text over Matrix or Signal or any of the other protocols. To do this, we integrated telepathy, which is a communication framework, and we added support to telepathy and to our operating systems for various new protocols like Signal. And we also wrote a user interface to all of this for our operating system. All right, let's talk business plans. We have two separate plans. The first plan is recycling. So we aim to become serious when it comes to phone recycling. We also want to support new devices, but also old ones by refurbishing and selling them, as well as raising money to support more devices that would otherwise get thrown away. We've already contacted some recycling companies, and they seem interested in our ideas. And then in addition to that, we want to try a hand at crowdfunding to gauge the interest in our project. We want to raise 100,000 euros to support more devices and extend the privacy features of our operating system depending on what exactly the users want. We also thought about maybe creating our own mobile phone, but that seems way too hard and we don't have the in-house expertise to do that. So our timeline, we hope to start with the recycling and actually get that all going, and then we'll look at crowdfunding later this year. And maybe we'll look at making a phone, but I'm not quite sure if we'll actually do that. And as far as the team goes, there's 3 co-founders. So people who were there at the start, that's me, Merlijn, Ivan, and Ivailo. We started back at the end of 2017. And since then, other people have joined us, like Carl and Sander. They're helping us out now in various places. And the community is actually quite a bit larger. We have probably over a couple hundred users right now. And then as far as friends and supporters go, Pine64 is making their own phone, the Pine Phone and the Pine Phone Pro, and we've been talking with them since the start, giving them hints, and also we support their phone. So that's a mutual beneficial relationship. The Internet Archive hosts much of our packages. Anonymous has funded us in the past, and Devon and Dine provide the base for our operating system. And then, of course, DAPSI is part of the next generation internet, so they're our friends as well. Thank you everyone for listening.